Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's TPM5 and today I'll be previewing the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Miami Heat. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to go through the Lakers side of things, move on to the Heat, and then give you my prediction for the game. So, the LA Lakers played the Charlotte Hornets in the most recent game, going to overtime after a really strange sequence of events that resulted in 5 free throws in a row for LaMelo Ball. The Lakers did manage to win. Early in the game, Rajon Rondo and Anthony Davis had a strong two-man game, with Rondo being able to find Davis in the favorable spots on the floor. However, Rondo would later get ejected. Despite what I mentioned before with the free throw events, the Lakers did manage to win in overtime 126-123. The Lakers played shot the ball very well from three, that at 41%, which is a very high mark for them for the year. And you could say that Anthony Davis and Carmelo Anthony and Russell Westbrook were the three best on the floor. They also took care of the ball pretty well compared to their previous games, as that has been an issue for the Lakers, as they are currently fourth worst in the league in terms of keeping the ball, in control on offense, averaging 16.5 turnovers per game. But just a quick break, guys. I make NBA content 2 to 3 times a week. I'd heavily appreciate it if you subscribe to support the channel. Also like the video and also comment what you guys think will happen for this game. But without further ado, let's continue. Now back to the turnovers that I was talking about. The Miami Heat are substantially better than the Lakers, averaging around 2 less turnovers per game. And obviously when you take care of the ball, you get more chances to score points on offense. And obviously things run a bit more smoothly. Now Carmelo Anthony has been great for the Lakers recently. Early six-man of the year contender. He made 7 of his 10 three-point attempts in this game, finishing with 29 points, and he's 37, and he looks like he hasn't missed a beat. And during the call I was watching on NBA TV, I think Grant Hill made a really good point that this was, how he played in college, and obviously it's a testament to him and how he's developed his game over these years. But it suits him. It's probably how, you know, he should be playing at this point, and the USA hoodie mellow, that kind of thing, that comes from the 3-point shots. So in the corner game. Now Russell Westbrook was better, but he still had a lot of issues controlling the ball. Now he's going to be my player that I'm featuring for this video in terms of importance to the team. Now when you look at Russell Westbrook, he's a very influential player, but he's averaging 4.9 turnovers, which is his second highest for his career, just below his MVP year. So obviously he needs to take care of the ball a bit better, and that's probably why some people don't value his triple doubles as much, because he's giving the ball away like 5 times on every night. Now obviously the players that have the ball in their hands are going to be turning the ball over. That's natural, but some of these turnovers, they're just reckless. But then some of them also, I remember there was one to Anthony Davis in the fourth where they just weren't on the same page, and that's chemistry. That stuff's going to come over time. The Lakers will still be without Talon Horton-Tucker, Kendrick Nunn, and Trevor Ariza, and LeBron James is going to continue to be out, possibly for 1 to 2 months. Now, the Lakers have been a mediocre offensive and defensive team so far this season, and if they're going to beat the Heat, who are substantially better in both categories, they're going to need to play a very good game. But as you guys can see, I've got the Miami Heat up on the screen, and they've got their training. So let's go through their side of the preview. Now they, as of late, lost to the Denver Nuggets, 96 to 113. They shot the ball fairly well, but in the end, I guess the key difference was rebounds. Not as many offensive rebounds as the Nuggets. Obviously, you give yourselves more chances on offense when you do have the offensive rebounds. A player I'm gonna focus with is Kyle Lowry. He's coming in and he's being paid, big money, and he's only averaging 10 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Obviously similar to Westbrook, where it's a player coming in, a new player, a big, very hyped up move. You'd hope he turns things around, but at this point he's shooting 34 from 3 and 38% from the field. So obviously he's starting to ease his way into things. And to be fair to him, he did have a triple-double the other night as well. So he's a pretty good player for them. And then Jimmy Butler's, been another story for them as well, playing MVP-like basketball, averaging 25.3 points, 53% from the field. Never been the greatest three-point shooter, but respectable from there. and then also 6 rebounds and 5.5 assists. So obviously a very well-rounded game. Anyone that remembers the finals in 2020, will know that he can play a very well-rounded game, can set up an offense and also, get his own, if you know that. But they'll be without Max Strus, and Markieff Morris is a day-to-day, listed as day-to-day due to his bust up with Jokic, which ended up with what Jimmy Butler described as a cowardly punch or shove. So I think for the Miami Heat, they're currently the better team overall in the NBA. They're in the top 8 in terms of offensive rating and defensive rating. The Lakers are 15th and 17th, respectively. Obviously, a bit slightly better at defense. 15th defense, 17th in offense. I think the Miami Heat at this point in time, the team, in more form. They're playing better. They've got more troops, more guys out there that are healthy and ready to contribute to wins. I think all things do point to a Miami Heat win. I think that without LeBron James too for another, however long, but for this game certainly is not going to help the Lakers' case. This game should be close, but I think that, you know, as much as I want to see Russ and the Lakers sort things out, I think it makes sense, and it's probably the easiest pick to say that the Miami Heat will win. So that's what I'm going with. Miami Heat by probably like 10 points. But that does bring me to the end of the video. So please don't forget to comment what you guys will think and will happen for this game. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.